The next ones we are going to graph a parabola. We've graphed some basic parabolas. They look like U's. When we graph a parabola, it's the same kind of thing as that absolute value function that we just did, because there's going to be shifts to my graph because I added and subtracted. Normally my vertex of my parabola is at 0, 0, just like the vertex of the absolute value. But this is going to make my graph move. So I'm going to do the exact same thing pretty much as I did on the previous problems. I'm going to start with this part here with the x. If x plus 4 equals 0, then x has to equal negative 4, and then I'm going to make my table. Negative 4 has to be the middle number in your table then. That's your vertex. I want 2 points on each side of that, so negative 3, negative 2, negative 5, and negative 6 would be the rest of the values in my table. Then I'm just going to take my numbers, plug it in, and solve. So, negative 2 plus 4 squared plus 1. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Then I'm going to do the next number. Negative 3 plus 4 squared plus 1. Negative 3 plus 4 is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 plus 1 gives me 2. Then I'm going to put in the next number. Negative 4 plus 4 squared plus 1. Well, a negative 4 plus a 4 is 0. 0 squared is 0, and 0 plus 1, hey, gives me 1. I'm running out of room to write, so I'm going to erase here and do the last two. Plugging in negative 5. So negative 5 plus 4 squared plus 1. A negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared, negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Negative 6 plus 4 squared plus 1. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. A negative 2 squared. Negative 2 times negative 2, positive 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. And just like on our other parabolas, these should match up, these should match up, this is in the middle, and so I'm going to plot my points. Negative 2 is up to 5, negative 3 is up to 2, negative 4 is at 1, negative 5 is at 2, negative 6 is up to 5. This one we're just going to hit the graph button. When you hit the graph button, it's going to connect your dots, and you're going to have your parabola look something like a U over here. Notice what happened. When I had x plus 4, moved it back to negative 4, to the left 4. The plus 1 moved it up 1. So I went back 4 and up 1, and my vertex is now over here. Be important later on when you do horizontal and vertical shifts. So we'll get used to looking at that as we graph. Number 8, same thing. I'm going to graph my parabola. It's got the adding and subtracting. I know there's a shift. I have to figure out where is the vertex of my parabola. If x minus 2 equals 0, then x is going to be over at 2. So in my table, I'm going to have 2 in the middle. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 0. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Doesn't matter which order you put them in, just so you have 5 of them with the 2 being in the middle. So, starting with my 4. 4 minus 2 squared plus 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 4 gives me 8. Then I'm going to do 3 minus 2 squared plus 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 plus 4, 5. Then I'm going to do the 2. 2 minus 2 squared plus 4. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 squared is still 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. Doing my other 2 points. Putting in my 1. 1 minus 2 squared plus 4. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. 1 plus 4, 5. Then I'm going to do 0 minus 2 squared plus 4. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. A negative 2 squared. Negative 2 times negative 2, positive 4. 4 plus 4, 8. These two match up, these two match up, that's in the middle. So 4 over up 8. 3 over up 5. 2 over up 4. 1 over up 5. And 0 over up 8. And when I connect my dots, I've got my parabola. Number 9. One more of these here. We are graphing our parabola. We want to find the x value of our vertex, so x plus 3 equals 0. X is going to equal negative 3. So in my table, negative 3 is in the middle. Negative 2, negative 1, negative 4, and negative 5 would be my other values. So plugging those in. Negative 1 plus 3 squared minus 2. Negative 1 plus 3 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. Negative 2 plus 3 squared minus 2. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Negative 3 plus 3 squared minus 2. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. 0 squared is 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Erasing that so I have room to write. Putting in the negative 4. So negative 4 plus 3 squared minus 2. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is a positive 1. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. And then negative 5 plus 3 squared minus 2. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So those match up, these match up, and that's in the middle. So at negative 1, we're up at 2. At negative 2, we're at negative 1. At negative 3, we're at negative 2. Negative 4, we're at negative 1. And negative 5, we're at positive 2. Once we hit the graph button, it's going to connect our dots, and we're going to have our parabola.